Maybe you remember the early 90s. Back then, action movies were just different. The Last Boy Scout is a movie that sticks with me. It came out in 1991 and I saw it in the theater. On paper, it sounded like a sure thing. Bruce Willis riding high after Die Hard, and Damon Wayans fresh off his In Living Color fame. Then you add Shane Black's razor-sharp script and Tony Scott's slick direction, and you figure, how can this miss? So the story starts with Bruce playing Joe Hallenbeck, a private investigator with about as much charm as a bad hangover. Used to be a Secret Service agent until things went south. Now he's divorced, lives in a dump, and spends more time arguing with his teenage daughter than chasing down cases. Damon Wayans plays Jimmy Dix, a former pro football quarterback who got himself blacklisted for gambling and drug use. The guy's flashy, fast-talking, and cocky as hell, the exact opposite of Hallenbeck. At first, they couldn't stand each other, but you know how it goes in these buddy action flicks. Throw them into a life-or-death situation, and they'll end up trading insults and saving each other's hides before the credits roll. The movie opens with one of the wildest football scenes you'll ever see, and I'm not talking about the kind ESPN airs. A running back in the middle of a game pulls out a pistol and starts shooting defenders before scoring a touchdown. Yeah, you heard that right, a pistol on the field. That was Shane Black's way of saying, buckle up, this ain't your average sports movie. From there, the plot spirals into a mess of sports gambling, political corruption, and enough one-liners to fill a book. Hallenbeck gets hired to protect a stripper named Corey, played by Halle Berry, back when she was just starting to turn heads in Hollywood. Of course, she gets killed early on, which is the spark that throws Hallenbeck and Dix together. And from that point, it's bullets, betrayals, and banter all the way to the end. The writer Shane Black wrote Lethal Weapon, so he knew how to make two bickering leads work like magic. Behind the scenes, though, man, it was chaos. Shane Black was paid an insane amount for the script at the time, and with that much money on the table, the studio wanted it perfect. But you had Tony Scott, who had his own vision, Bruce Willis reportedly butting heads with producers, and Damon Wayans trying to carve out his space in a very Bruce-heavy production. There were rewrites, reshoots, and a whole lot of tension. The end result? Well, it wasn't the blockbuster they hoped for. Critics were split. Some loved the snappy dialogue. Others thought it was just mean-spirited. But over time, it's built this cult following. These days, you'll hear folks say it's one of the last truly rated buddy cop-style movies before studios started sanding off the edges to chase bigger audiences. And the action? Man, it delivers. From the car bomb scene to the rooftop helicopter shootout at the stadium, it's got that over-the-top bullet-flying energy you just don't see much anymore. Plus, Bruce and Damon's chemistry, love it or hate it, gives the movie a personality that makes it rewatchable even 3 decades later. So yeah, The Last Boy Scout may not have been perfect, but it's one of those flicks that takes you right back to the days when action heroes smoked, swore, and didn't give a damn about being politically correct. It's messy, it's loud, and it's got a heart buried somewhere under all that cynicism, and if you've never seen it, you might be surprised how much fun it still is. Thanks for watching Review Lens. If you love discovering what made the classics legendary, more deep dives into movie greatness are just around the corner. I'd love to hear from y'all, so leave me a comment. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more movie comparisons, retro reviews, and all things film. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And as always, see ya on the next one. Save us a balcony seat and extra butter on the popcorn, please.